everyone!
Hello, I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. We're right smack in the middle of the week. Let's make this Wednesday awesome and unforgettable.
I can't get over her unforgettable. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm Monique Tuzon. Join us in the next hour for stories and conversations that matter because it's mo fun this Wednesday.
Yeah.
I had an entry today.
She wrote unforgettable on the prompter, and when I saw it, I was like, no.
But I added it.
No, it's
it.
perfect. It's perfect. I'm just jealous I didn't do anything for myself
It's
yet.
okay later. I'm sure you're gonna do it later.
Come up with something.
No, there's the thing with the name Pao. It's so common na pag pumunta akong NBI for my NBI clearance, wala, patay ako. I mean, it takes forever. Paolo del Rosario. We've had a guest named Paolo del Rosario.
Yeah, the owner of Belly
But
Show.
you're the
Yes.
one and only.
On this show.
You're
On
our
this show.
Pao, yeah. You're our Papa Pao.
the other Papa P.
You know what? It's a point of contention that's a soft spot for me. Kasi grabe, it's hard to be unique when your name is Paolo del Rosario. Ang dami namin,
But
okay?
you're unique
Ang
in
dami
your
namin.
own way, so it's fine. We love you for that.
We love you, Papa P.
But let's talk about something that's not unique, which unfortunately is a traffic situation.
Yeah.
It's unique to the Philippines.
No, actually, I would
Or
argue
Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
terrible at
But
traffic.
ours is getting more and more unique, especially during the holidays. So, and
I know,
The
and people
Burmans.
are already getting used to it, actually.
I don't know about used to it.
Let's check on the roads this rush hour, guys. Here's a look at Commonwealth Avenue. There you go, in Quezon City. On the left side of your screens are vehicles going to Sandigan Bayan. Still a breeze on that lane, except for the counterflow. Slowing a bit on that counterflow for vehicles going to Quezon Circle, Quezon City Circle, and UP Diliman. Now, on the right side, there you go, vehicles going to Quezon Memorial Circle. Traffic is already building up, so extra patience, please. That is what to expect when you're going to hit that stretch of Commonwealth Avenue. Now, let's check out the situation along EDSA Guadalupe northbound. On the left side of your screens is the northbound lane going to Shaw Boulevard, and on the right side are vehicles going to Makati. At this time, medyo maluwag pa. So might as well, leave your homes early to avoid being late for work and avoid unnecessary delay. Now, here's a reminder to motorists. We all know this already. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in place since it's Hump Day Wednesday. Vehicles with license plates ending in 5 and 6 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
So no more reservations because of everything that's happening on social media regarding the parking situation. A bill is now underway seeking penalty for individuals who stand in parking spaces to reserve their slots. The proposed Mindful Parking Act wants to impose to violators the revocation of driver's license or a 2,000 to 10,000 fine. On BNC's agenda, Akbayan Representative Percival Sendanya said he hopes this legislation ends the debate on the matter. This after videos of intense arguments of individuals standing in parking spaces went viral and sparked debate on social media. Under the proposed measure, local government units and private establishments are mandated to implement guidelines as well as put up signs in parking areas.
Okay, yes.
Finally,
I am
about
so glad.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's crazy that we even have to have a bill for this.
I know.
But after we talked about the viral girl that stood on the parking spot, there's been more. So I was like, wow, people.
Actually, even before that, there
Yeah,
has been
this
more
has been a thing.
cases. Yeah, it's been a thing. So I'm glad that the government is finally doing something about it.
Alam mo, yeah, I mean, again, parking spaces are for cars, not people.
Yes!
Diba? Kasi, okay, I've seen it in real life, right?
Same.
People standing in parking spots, hoping, because when people are lining up or when cars are lining up to enter the parking area, may lumalabas na and people go and stand in the spots, right? So it's one. I don't think it's fair in general.
100% agree.
Pero grabe.
You know what? It's also not safe for the person standing there kasi baka may makatapat ka na mainitin yung ulo ng driver,
like what we saw in the video, right?
I mean, that's what's been happening. Yeah, and then the other one, there's another video where they put the shopping cart
Yeah.
in front of.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one
yeah.
in front
Yeah.
of the parking
Yeah.
spot?
Yeah. At least
Grabe.
hindi tao. But yeah.
No, it's a person beside
It's
the
a four-wheel
push
vehicle.
bus, so-
They think it's valid. Now, how about
That's
motorcycles?
Oh, and you know, like this is where we'll all argue.
No.
and-
I don't want.
I
Ayoko.
still think, personally, this is just me, personally, I think that if you have a two-wheeled vehicle, you need to have a two-wheeled slot and
Yeah.
not take a slot for a four-wheeled vehicle.
Unless you're a bigger bike, and
Yeah,
obviously you
yeah,
can't
that's my
but a
point.
bigger
Bigger
bike-
But
bikes.
yeah, if you're a small bike, definitely stay in the two-wheel
but
section.
even if you're a bigger bike, it's still you still require less space technically. So
Yeah.
maybe there should be a
Yeah.
space for the bigger bikes as well. It's just that I'm sorry, sobrang sayang
The
sa space.
Yeah.
smaller motorcycles kasi they really have an allotted
Yeah, they
parking
do,
space.
they do.
Yeah, but the bigger motorcycles can.
But it still
Park
takes
on-
up like this looking at the anyway,
No,
that's
I
hard to
agree
argue.
though, because nakakainis when you're
Yeah.
driving like in the parking lot, right? And then you're like, oh, there's a spot.
Yeah,
and then you
napapaasa
pass
ako
it,
eh. Yun
right?
yung problema,
And you're like,
napapaasa
oh,
ako.
just
But it's
kidding.
not their fault.
Yes, it is.
I mean, they could have parked in a
it's
smaller
not my
space.
fault.
They're allowed.
It's allowed,
Mas
pero
okay na
ayaw.
yung malaking bike
Ooh,
makita mo
Wednesday
doon, except for a
violence this
person.
morning.
Let's go talk about nice things. Like the weather lately.
Yes, please.
On to our weather report. The Christmas season is truly in the air as we can look forward to cooler early mornings ahead. Now, Weather Bureau Pag-asa announced that the onset of Amihan season, which brings cooler temperatures and strong northeasterly winds. As for the weather today, relatively storm-free with Tropical Depression Manny, locally known as Pepito, way outside the country's weather monitoring area. Now, we can expect mostly cloudy skies with some chances of rains later on today. Tune into Weather HQ at 9 a.m. for more weather updates only here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel, where we bring you the weather, whatever the weather. Bring you the weather, whatever the weather. I'll
There
do
you
that
go,
right
you can do it.
later on. You see, this is the frustration from the motorcycle that we went through a while ago.
Wow, calm down.
Breathe. Breathe, Papa.
Yes, but I have to breathe because we're now going to shift to some serious business. The House of Representatives is set to resume today the hearing on the Office of the Vice President and Education Department's alleged misuse of funds. Vice President Sara Duterte is not expected to attend, but says she will send a sworn affidavit to discuss in detail how the confidential funds of her agencies were spent. Some lawmakers, though, still hope VP Sara attends the hearing. They say a sworn affidavit is not enough to answer questions about the over 612 million peso confidential funds. These questions now include the mystery behind a certain Mary Grace Piatos, who signed some receipts of the OVP expenses.
More than 100 senatorial candidates have been declared as nuisance candidates by the Elections Commission. However, according to the poll body, these candidates can still appeal by filing a motion for reconsideration or TRO at the Supreme Court. Over 180 have filed their certificate of candidacy for the senatorial position, but only 66 have been considered legitimate by COMELEC.
If you're wondering what I'm reading, it's hot off the press. The 6th volume of Politico 365 has hit the stands. So grab your copies and dive deep about character change and other stories on Philippine politics. Available at National Bookstore, fully booked, and airport newsstands now.
I did not expect that amount of energy.
Yeah, I know. Towards the end, like,
Well, let's go to sports at the moment. Rafa Nadal's farewell tour hits a sad note at the Davis Cup. The 22-time Grand Slam champion lost his singles match to Botic van de Zandschulp of the Netherlands on Tuesday in what could be the final match of his career. The 38-year-old Spaniard, though, might still see action in the doubles event. Nadal, tennis's king of clay, announced his retirement in October. He says his struggle with various injuries have prevented him from playing without limitations. Of course, Rafa Nadal, I remember growing up watching him. Siya yung nagpauso ng sleeveless top while playing tennis.
sexy.
That's on my bucket list to see him actually play.
He
but-
was in
Yeah,
the Philippines for a while.
I
He
know.
played in the Philippines for, at that time, IPTL, the International Premier Tennis League, I believe it was, where they represented like different franchises. So Serena Williams was here. Rafa Nadal held a camp in San Agustin, and of course we all know Nadal's connection to Philippine tennis because he was the Nadal Academy is where Alex Ayala learned her trade.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of connections there. I'm not surprised that a lot of Filipinos would be disappointed that Rafa Nadal is coming to an end. But then Father Time is undefeated, unfortunately.
That's true.
But anyway, back here at home, from multi-time PBA champion to national team mainstay, L.A. Tenorio takes on a new role as head coach of the Gilas Pilipinas Youth. The Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas, or SBP, announced Tenorio's appointment Tuesday. In a press release, the General admits that he has big shoes to fill as he takes over the post from Josh Reyes, who stepped down in September. Tenorio also says his goal is to help the youth players make an easy transition to the system of Gilas men's head coach, Tim Cone. The 18-year PBA veteran was part of the Gilas men's coaching staff that ended the country's 61-year gold medal drought in the Asian Games last year. Tenorio was also a two-time NCAA men's basketball champion as an assistant coach with the Letran Knights.
Now moving on to the entertainment scene, all hail the Queen Bee. Beyonce is set to headline as the halftime performer during NFL Christmas Game Day this year. The performance will take place in Houston, Texas on Christmas Day and will be broadcasted by Netflix. This kicks off what is expected to be a new holiday tradition, as the streaming giant also announces NFL games for 2025 and 2026. This is the first time Beyonce performs her songs from the Cowboy Carter album live. Beyonce has performed multiple times at the NFL stage with Destiny's Child in 2013 and with Coldplay and Bruno Mars in 2016. You know what? In one of her songs, Beyonce goes, "I'm in demand as soon as I land."
Which is so true.
Yeah, it is true because as soon as this announcement was made, ticket prices and ticket sales just spiked.
You know, I'm just looking at the fact that Netflix is now live streaming or broadcasting live sports, and now with Beyonce being there, it's practically live streaming a live performance.
Yes.
So it just goes to show you the direction where media is now moving, and it's going to be really interesting to see if more streaming platforms, because right now in the States they do that.
Yes, yes.
Amazon, Apple TV, I believe, has the MLS, Major League Soccer in the United States. Then NFL has various deals with different streaming, and in the Philippines we're going to get the WWE on Netflix live with Filipino
Go
commentary.
That's
Netflix.
exciting. Slowly but
Yeah.
surely, they have
Yeah.
to change with the times.
I mean, like, so there's now airing live material. It's not just stuff that we can just stream or record, or rather movies or series that we can just catch up on.
Right.
So it's just really interesting. Jake Paul. The
Jake Paul,
and
Mike
Mike
Tyson
Tyson fight was also live on Netflix. So
yeah.
just really interesting to see how it's all going.
Exciting times. I can't wait.
100%. And we got a lot more excitement coming up on the show.
Yes,
yes.
so don't go away, guys, because we've got live music for you today, this Wednesday, later on the show, as singer-songwriter Meds Rana turns pain to hope with his new single, Hakbang. Catch the conversation live after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Tuyong-tuyo na ako sa kalungkutan. Ano bang pakiramdam ng may kapanatagan? Kakambal ko ata ang kamalasan. Kinupkob na ito, lagi kong hantungan. Ano ba'y halika na muli ang aking dilim ng liwanag? walang muli, na walang inagpis na nasayang. Oh, kahit nakahindik-hindik na dilim daanan, ako ay hahakbang. Kahit na samut-sari ang dapat na katakutan, ko ay lalaban.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was singer-songwriter Meds performing his new single, Hakbang. Meds is an Awit Award-nominated artist who has opened for esteemed acts such as Sitti, Side A, and Ebe Dancel. And he's here with us, joining us now. Thank you very much. Have a seat over here, if that's all right.
All right.
And of course, really appreciate you being here this morning. Alam ko medyo mahirap talaga kumanta sa
I
umaga.
know, so thank
That's
you,
a
Meds.
challenge.
Oo.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. Challenge ba yun?
It is.
Yeah, super! I mean,
you
just
flew
talking
here.
in the morning is hard no, to get your voice out, especially singing.
Oh, absolutely.
And he flew here from New York pa.
Yeah, I had to look over
So
to-
he's so jet
I
lagged.
still have jet lag.
So thank you for coming and
thank you,
congrats
guys.
on your single and your new music video.
Yeah, thank you.
Could you tell us more about Hakbang? First of all, I don't know what that means. So could you translate Hakbang
Okay.
for me?
Yes,
and
you
then
need
tell
to
us about
translate
the
for
music
her.
video and
Okay.
what's the story behind it?
Yeah, so Hakbang in English, it's step. So basically the song is about stepping forward. You know, during that time, when I wrote the song last year, it was, I was in a bad state, like mental state. I was undergoing grief. I lost my mom.
Yeah.
Sorry for a morning show. This is
That's okay.
We're here for
What's,
inspiring stories because you're here right now singing a song about her.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a preaching to myself that everything is gonna be okay. So you just don't have to figure out everything. Just step forward.
Is this the most emotionally heavy song for you personally, considering?
I think so. Yeah. It is. It is.
Well, you know, can you tell us a bit more about the people that you worked with regard to this? Because, to be quite honest, it's hard to bring in other people to the process sometimes, especially when it's that personal.
That's right.
So, so who are the people that you trusted
Yeah.
to actually bring this to life?
Oh, the other challenge is, since I'm actually based in New York now, and it's hard to find other artists there, Filipino artists in particular. So I'm very, very grateful and lucky. I'm lucky to have found a Filipino artist also there. For this music, for this song, I produced this one, but I work with New York Filipino artists there. Their names are Chuck on drums. Zeki is a sound engineer. And Elijah Villaflor.
That's my inaanak,
That's
guys.
his-
Hi, baby Eli. He's my
Yeah.
inaanak.
Out of the blue!
Sorry.
Wait lang.
I got excited.
Wait lang. How old are you?
You never
That's,
asked the lady how old she is.
You're working. Oh, okay. Mamaya na yan.
That's my godson. So it's a proud moment for Ninang mo.
Okay, out of the blue, no.
Oo nga eh.
But anyway, Hakbang really sounds like such a heartfelt song, no. When you were writing this, I'm sure lahat ng experiences mo, lahat ng emotions mo just really went into writing that song. Is there a particular line or maybe lines that really you felt strongly for?
Yeah.
That really resonated?
It was the pre-chorus part, the naway halikan na muli ang aking dilim ng liwanag.
Translate for Mo.
I know, right?
Hirap nun. Napaisip rin ako dun eh. Paano kaya yan sa English?
Yeah,
Translate,
I
please.
cannot translate that literally.
Yeah.
But I don't know, how do you say
I
that?
don't know how to say that, but I think we'll get back into it. But it's
Like
such a deep, it's such a deep word.
the darkness touching the light.
Yeah,
I
something
hope
like
the
that.
darkness
Okay.
Yeah.
finds the light. Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Something like that, yeah. That was,
Again, Mo, the Tagalog lessons are coming. We're working at
Coming
it.
soon. Magaling na ako, but slowly but surely.
So there's a music video out also. Can you tell us a bit about the concept with regard to that and the process that it went through, and how involved were you with the creativity with regard to that?
Yeah, for the music video, shout out first of all to the director. His name is AJ Freeman, and Noel also Villaflor for assisting us. It was just how do I say that? I'm very lucky to have found them. The concept of the music video, it should be simple. When we were thinking about the whole flow of the music video, we think what's best for the song is just the simple and vibing and just singing the song. No other distractions or just me singing, basically vibing in the song, which is the song is all about. Yeah.
And how has the response been since you released Hakbang?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, I'm not really, when you're an artist like me, for me, I don't really write for other people. I write for myself.
Right.
It's a form of therapy for me. And I'm so far, you have family and friends and people you don't know that they're saying it's nice and it's inspirational for them.
Right. And you mentioned that you write for yourself,
Yeah, I
not
write
for
for
other
myself.
people.
Yeah.
But what message do you want or your listeners to take away from Hakbang?
Message, I'm not sure, but I hope they just enjoy the music. Yeah. So when they're driving, maybe and they hear the song, maybe set their mood into something light.
Yeah. Is this
That would
going to
be
be the
good.
opening, or rather, is this going to be maybe the first step into actually releasing a full-length album in the
Yeah,
future?
that's my goal actually this year, but maybe next year, this coming year, 2025, might be something.
So now I want to talk about his time in the United States.
Yeah,
Yes.
Because you were talking about New York a lot. I mean, I know a lot of Filipino Americans. I know a lot of Filipinos based in America who maybe struggle a bit with their identity of how
That's right.
Filipino they are. I've seen so much of it in general.
That's true.
Just how, because looking at your work, it's so distinctly Filipino, and it's still so connected to home, even if the visuals that we have here are from all over the place. How have you helped and how have you worked with other Filipino artists there and stay in touch to the homeland?
Yeah, I'm glad you say that and observe that. There's actually really a struggle to many Filipinos there. But I think just staying with the community, just finding the right peer is important there. It's really hard. Actually, my sound engineer, his name is Zeki.
Yeah.
I found him through TikTok. Can you imagine that? Yeah, I have to search
Okay.
a Filipino indie artist
Yeah.
because I'm not
Okay.
just a music artist. I'm a indie artist.
Yeah.
And here in the Philippines, it's easy to find indie artists
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
But in US, Filipino artists in US,
Very
That are
specific.
indie also.
very specific, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm well, I found him in TikTok. Thank you to the hashtag Filipino indie
Yeah.
artists in New York. Very
So let's keep that hashtag alive, by the
Yes,
way, so
yes.
we'll keep on using it.
Yeah. So just for me, just pure luck that I found these guys. Even the Villaflors and my friends there. Yeah, just pure luck. And for me, there are friends who encourage me to write English songs, but for me, it's not my native
Yeah.
language.
Right, yeah.
But so it's not can't be sincere if you
Yeah.
you should try.
Ang lalim kasi ang lalim kasi ng ginamit mong salita is to the point that we are having a hard time translating it to mo. It's just keeping the language alive. It's so refreshing, at least para sa akin,
Yeah.
to know that an artist based in the United States using words like that. And nagulat ba yung mga kasama mo in the States?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned you're working with a lot of film artists, and a lot of them don't have the mastery of the language.
Yeah.
In fact,
That's
iba nga
right.
yung accent nila eh.
That's so on point. Your question is so on point. Actually, even my director for the music video, he doesn't understand none of those words. But I think it's the music. That's the power of music.
Yeah.
It translates.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to say that, but there's a power in these melodies that translates into maybe this is
exactly.
something hopeful or
Yeah.
it's a good vibe.
Kasi nagiging universal na eh.
It is.
Yeah, even when you listen to like foreign songs,
Yeah.
you don't really understand the
Lyrics,
lines,
yeah.
right? But you
Makes you
you
feel
feel
something,
it somehow.
I actually think that's why a lot of people are into K-pop.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
Right.
They don't
Another
understand
thing.
the language, but they sing it with all of their emotions.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
They can feel the song.
And you know what, Meds? I think what's amazing about you as well, not only did you move to the US and having to assimilate to the culture, but you're actually also getting in touch with your Filipino roots by bringing the Filipino community together, right? You spearheaded like a bunch of collective artists coming together. Could you talk more about that? I can't pronounce it. It's
Mic check.
Mic
mic-
check.
It's mic check.
It's literally mic
I
check.
said, wait lang.
But you spelled it in Tagalog.
It's mic check.
Mic check.
Yeah.
Yes, I
tell us
actually,
more
Oh my
about
gosh.
I actually spearheaded it with my also Filipino indie artist friends there. Their names are Zeki, David, and Easy. They're all Filipinos, and they have their own songs. Usually, when you're in States, most Filipino artists they sing cover songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was our first intention when we were planning it is to, showcase our Filipino songwriters
Right.
with Filipino and original songs from
Yeah.
these independent artists. So it was a success because it was just one time. We just tried it in a bar. It's not even a Filipino bar there because there are Filipino bars in the US.
Yeah, there are a
But-
lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this one we tried in a bar and it was full pack, and people were responding like as if it was in Saguillo because
Yeah.
Wow.
it was nice.
And how has your perspective changed? Because we're opposite. You moved from the Philippines to the U.S. I moved from the U.S. to the Philippines. So how has your perspective changed moving there, both personally and in your creative process?
I don't know how to put that into words, but like finding your identity and your community is really important there. I guess if you don't have, tough mentality, you really
Yeah.
can't survive in especially in New York.
Right.
But I'm glad Filipinos are, we are resilient.
Yeah.
Whether it's for the
Yes.
good or bad,
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
It's interesting when you talk about the community because Filipinos, when they go overseas or if they're wherever they are, we assimilate so quickly na minsan nawawala
Yeah.
yung pagka
Filipino,
Filipino minsan,
right.
right? Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
bringing in a lot of Filipinos together, it's like a bit of a homecoming. And it's interesting that you help spearhead a return almost to the Filipino roots for some of the artists who are maybe losing touch with yung pagka-Filipino nila. When you bring all of that together, do you feel that you found a sense of purpose there?
Yeah.
When it comes to bringing film artists or Filipinos based in the United States artists together again?
Yeah, I think so. And it makes you feel home. Like, that's the important part. When you gather with Filipinos and, almost to know English, using your native language.
Ang sarap kasi
and hear.
mag-Tagalog kapag abroad ka eh, no?
And the bar we played, it's a Nepali bar. Oh. They were shocked because everyone was singing Tagalog.
Really?
Nice.
It was
Nepali bar,
nice.
they have great dumplings. By the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
Nepal dumplings are very
They're nice
underrated.
people too. You'll
Yes,
mistake them
yeah.
as Filipinos.
Yeah, actually, that's true. That's
But-
true. Do you have any message to the ones out there who are interested to hearing Hakbang and more of your work?
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to shout out my friends who worked with me, Zeki, Chuck. Where's the camera? There.
There.
Oh, yeah, there.
Thank you. Thank you to my friends who helped me, the Villaflor family for helping me out, and also my record label I'm signed here in the Philippines. It's Widescope Entertainment. With me is Nim. He's an A&R for our record label. Please stream my song. You can find me on Spotify. It's Meds, capital MEDS. I hope you enjoyed this latest single of mine called Hakbang.
Yep. Well, thank you so much, Meds,
Thank you.
for joining us. We really appreciated our talk and especially your performance. So thank
Yeah.
you so much
Thank
for
you.
getting up
Appreciate
this
it.
early AM. That was Meds, guys. Thank you. And we'll listen to him on Spotify soon. Now, Anne, take it away because we got more stuff.
Yes, from heartfelt songs, we will now turn to a conversation about matters of the heart.
Sakit nun.
I know, right? The doctor is in when we return. If you're moving on or caught between a rock and a hard place, I love that. You don't want to miss this.
Wow,
Don't
Paolo's
go away.
getting hit.
It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, heartbreak, whether from loss, rejection, or change, unfolds in stages. It begins with shock and denial, followed by deep sadness and grief. As emotions intensify, feelings of anger and frustration arise, often giving way to bargaining. Eventually, acceptance emerges, paving the way for healing and moving on. Now, to help us navigate this emotional journey, we have Sir Juan Rafael Opsima, clinical and forensic psychologist, on the line. Hello, Sir Raf. Good morning. It's a beautiful day.
Hello, good morning everyone, and good morning Ma'am Monique, Sir Pao, and Ma'am Anne, and of course with our viewers today as of this morning.
Sir Raf, though, when you talk about heartbreak, it covers a lot of situations. Heartbreak from a breakup, from your boyfriend or girlfriend, and then heartbreak from the loss of a loved one, diba? Can you walk us through, the typical stages of heartbreak and how they manifest emotionally and physically?
Well, if we're talking about heartbreak, I think most of us as an individual, most of us already experience this kind of thing, yung heartbreak na yan, especially when we are in our high school years. Well, there are stages that we're actually calling, and this is somehow the denial, no? When someone had sabihin natin tragic breakup or unexpected breakup. So there is an indication na, oh, this is not happening. So it's something that you won't actually accept, which is very typical, no, in a normal relationship na nag-break, di ba? And after the denial, we have this anger, resentment, which is there as an indication na here sa Filipino, parang galit na galit ako sa kanya. You're very angry. You're cursing him or her. So as time goes by, that anger and resentment will go to bargaining. At this time, this is a part na somehow there is a quote and unquote na, the things will be different by this time. Am I sure about with my decision? And as time goes on, after the bargaining and negotiation, there is what we call depression, or the term is sadness, which somehow you feel the intense of the negative emotions, even the thought na may lalabas sa isip natin na, oh, no one will never love me, or no one will ever love me. And as time goes by, maybe around 4 or 5 months, depending on an individual, acceptance is actually the next stage. No? Dito, you would know na, okay, so I think I'm okay. Yung sadness is kind of very low na. So it takes time through the process, no, in terms with the healing of experiencing a heartbreak.
You know what, Sir Raf, you mentioned anger. You feel anger, right, when you experience loss. I personally experienced this because when I lost my dad in 2013, I really felt so angry. Like, I couldn't accept that, wala na siya, and I was in denial. So why do you think these are, the feelings that you get, the shock and denial? Why are they often the first reactions to a major loss or change? And how can we begin to recognize and address these feelings?
Anyway, in that particular matter, the anger and resentment, those are very normal responses. As part of the recovery healing, whether it's heartbreak or a loss of someone or a loss of a pet or what, anger is part of the journey, and anger is part of our healing process. Why? It's because whenever in our life, diba, parang we are attached to someone, we have good memories. So there is a part of it na we need to feel it. And the normal reaction here is you need to take time and process those emotions that we have right now. That's not a bad thing. As part of the healing process, that is somehow a very normal way to cope up, no? And up to the time that you can recover. So what is something that we need to do whenever we have this kind of resentment and anger? Number one is you need to accept that your emotion is valid. Valid in a way that there is no shortcut on recovery and healing. The not normal thing is okay ka na after 1 week. That's something very doubtful. But when you feel this anger and pain, in order to cope up, you need to let it pass through you and not to actually point you out na ikaw yung may kasalanan, regardless with the breakup or resentment na sana ginawa ko to yung sa family ko, etc., etc. There's nothing would actually help you whenever you're bringing the past about you. But somehow you need to focus with the present and the things that you're actually feeling onto it. Whenever you're whenever you're angry, I think that's something very normal. And actually, time would actually help us to heal ourselves in terms with that.
Sir Raf, so before you, we actually had a musician guest who his way of coping for the loss of his mother is making a beautiful song out of it. And, some of us were not all musicians. So what are some other effective coping mechanisms or strategies for dealing with these intense emotions?
Some people that I've experienced in my practice, we do have one thing is the music and arts activity. Other is social support for other peers niya or friends niya. In a way na we talk about the feeling with our closest friends. Those things can actually help us. In terms with personal aspect, some people could actually find motivation, no? Just like dancing, music, writing a letter. At times, most people are active in terms with their physical activities. In those way, those negative emotions that we're actually feeling, we'll actually let it out, no, by doing certain activities. But one of the most helpful thing there is engaging yourself through social communication. And other people actually volunteer in social communities, no, especially to cope up with their grief or somehow yung kanilang breakup. So those things can actually be very helpful.
Sir Raf, when we talk about people trying to recover from any sort of trauma, heartbreak, you mentioned the steps. Some people want to rush through the process. Some people want to avoid getting stuck, but still find themselves stuck in that quagmire of negativity. Sir Raf, when you talk to people who are upset na parang ang tagal ng proseso na to, what's your message to them? What's your message to those who are trying to skip steps or feeling that a relapse is not possible, but then they end up doing it? What can you say to them as we wrap this body up?
Well, Sir Paolo, to be honest, to those viewers who are actually experiencing it, there is no shortcut when in terms with this, especially when we attach ourselves from individual we actually love, nag-invest ka ng oras. So, just imagine for 5 years, tapos gusto mo maka-move on for 3-month rule. The 3-month rule, if you're familiar with it, I don't know with the generation right now, right? It's kind of questionable, and at the same time, it's kind of risky in our aspect. Why? The more you rush things, the more you actually do impulsive things. Some of my individual clients, nangyayari kasi dito, they're trying to rush na to the extent na, bakit ganun? After 3 months, di ba, dapat naka-move on na ako kasi ito ang sabi ng friend ko. That's not how it works. As an individual, we have different phases. Hindi ibig sabihin na ikaw, kaya mo, yung isa, kaya mo. Depending pa, no, doon sa classification ng history mo sa relationship mo. So, the primary message as a therapist for individuals who are experiencing this is, do not rush. Let time heal itself. Rather than focus on, I need to get better, focus on one at a time. Anyway, if you're giving yourself na time, you're not actually yung sinisisi mo yung sarili mo, then you would heal much more quicker. Again, this is not for everyone. But as long as hindi mo sinisisi yung sarili mo, you can actually recover from this kind of mga experiences natin.
Thank you so much, Sir Raf, for joining us this morning. We learned a lot from you today. How do we get in touch with you? Where can we catch you on your socials?
Yes, you can actually message me on my Facebook page, Your Kuya Psychologist, or you can actually reach me in my personal email, yourkuyapsychologist@gmail.com.
All right.
Thank you so much, Sir Raf Opsima. We really appreciate your help, and we feel like you helped heal some broken hearts this morning.
Thank you, everyone.
All right. So, speaking of healing broken hearts, this might actually help you. I think we'll find out. Have you ever muted or worse, unfollowed someone on social media just because? Is this an act of self-care or a clear case of cold-heartedness? Who wrote that? We'll have an interesting chit-chat about that later on. Stay right there. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back only here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Hello, welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. So just recently on social media users observed National Unfriending Day. And this is seen by many as a method of self-care, kind of like Marie Kondoing your digital space, where you clean up by unfriending people who do not spark joy to your online and social networking experience. Have you done that?
Well,
Yes,
muntikan
a couple
na ako
times.
unfriend after that last commercial gap that we had.
I almost unfriended you. You do not bring joy to me anymore. Just kidding.
No, but you need that because, you have to admit, not all people in your friend list are your friends.
Yeah, and
right?
sometimes you add people that you've met like once, and like after a few years, you're scrolling and you're like, who's this? Like, parang, it's just like they're just taking up space. I want to see people who I prefer and I'm close
And
to.
sometimes there are people who post too much negativity online. That's automatic unfriend to me.
No,
don't you
not
just mute
unfriend,
them?
mute. Not unfriend, I mute
pwede.
them.
Unfollow.
Kasi the thing is, for me, what if hindi sila tumatak sa'yo, but for them, you played an important part in meeting
I know,
them. And then
that's possible
when
also.
And then they realize that you're unfriended, and then all of a sudden, it's a whole issue.
It's like,
Yeah, that's a
burning
good
bridges
point.
already.
Yeah.
So I think the safest that you can do is to unfollow them.
No, mute lang.
Mute na lang.
Mute. No, but kasi unfollow, they can see that you...
No,
it
they
depends
don't.
on the platform.
They don't. They don't see that you unfollow them,
I like
but you
how you
don't see
checked.
their posts. Yeah, I know these things. I have to be very,
Sir,
very
it has
Bakit ka
social media.
expert sa unfriending?
social media person.
Wait lang, I'm gonna check later kung in-unfriend ako ni Anne.
So if you're a friend
no.
of Anne, if you're a friend of Anne on Facebook or on social media, check nyo po
No,
if
you
you're
can't.
actually still friends. Okay? Kasi feeling ko,
Oh my
baka
God.
ma-issue tayo
Binubuli
dito.
ako
In-unfollow
today.
na lahat ng friends niya.
Change topic. Have you guys started? Have you guys started preparing for Noche Buena? Because some of our kababayans sure did, as they trooped to Quiapo to buy hamon. The Chinese cooked ham sells from 800 pesos to 1,900 pesos per kilo. There's the pear-shaped ham, which is priced at 800 pesos a kilo. The American ham, on the other hand, is at 1,000 pesos. I love the American ham. More people are expected to buy hamon as Christmas is fast approaching. We actually have ham at home already.
That's good, but you know
Yeah.
what?
Congrats, girl.
But you know
You better
what?
share some of that.
Pero baka hindi tayo ma-invite doon eh.
Kaya
sa
nga,
Noche Buena.
na-unfollow na pala tayo.
Oo, baka na-unfollow na tayo. Baka mga kaibigan rin ni
It's fine, we'll
Anne.
have our own party. Bahala si Anne. We'll have her
Oo.
favorite
We'll have-
American ham.
We'll have our own hamon.
Exactly.
Ay, nako.
I-mute lang you're just gonna get muted.
Baka
Kami
na-unfollow na
unfollow.
tayo. Check natin ha.
Iba na yung friendship namin
Oo.
today. Okay.
Oh my goodness!
I need Doc Raf. I need to accept. I'm
Alright,
gonna
but
grieve.
you know what? Alam mo, wait lang mo.
Change topic.
Season of forgiveness ngayon. Dahil
yeah.
35 days left before Christmas. So if you were offended by Anne, forgive her.
You're forgiven.
We
Because we're
forgive
gonna see you
Anne.
tomorrow pa. We work together.
Oo, we
so
work
we forgive
together.
you.
35 days before Christmas.
Oh my goodness!
I can't
Ayun.
wait.
And again, guys.
Ang bilis!
Time for forgiveness. Let's all forgive Anne for unfriending you. Alright? That's it for us this Wednesday, November the 20th. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. I've never unfriended you guys. Remember to spread joy, love, and kindness all throughout the day.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Do not unfriend me, okay? I post fun stuff. Stay safe, and we hope you all have a great Wednesday. Join us again tomorrow at 7 a.m. only here on
It's a beautiful day!